Okay, this might be too long to share, but I'll see what I can do. So I stayed home and I decided to study for psych, so I'm just gonna make like a little review video for you guys. So yeah, the first topic is hormones and behavior. The key term for this is obviously hormones. Hormones are chemical messengers released from the endocrine system that travel through your blood system to influence the nervous system to regulate behaviors such as aggression, mating, and parenting of individuals. So, the case study for this is Baumgartner et al. This was in 2008. The aim of this study was to investigate the role of oxytocin in trusting in human relationships and interactions. So, they got 49 participants and separated them into two groups. The first group received a placebo nasal spray, and the second group received a nasal spray that contained oxytocin. They were asked to play what's called the trust game, which has two players. The first player is the investor. They're given a certain amount of money and they have to decide whether or not to keep the sum of money or invest it in the trustee. The trustee, if the money is invested, their money is tripled. And then they decide whether or not to share the new sum of money with the investor or to keep it all to themselves. So the participants were told to play as the investors in the trust game, and their actions were recorded by the experimenters. They played multiple rounds of the game, and then they played rounds with a computer program. So what they found was that the group given the placebo spray was more likely to avoid investing their money in the trustee, and group 2 that had been given the oxytocin were more trusting, and they were more likely to invest their money in the trustee, but in the computer program they were not as trusting. So what we can conclude from this is that oxytocin is directly related to facilitating trust in human relationships, but that trust does not apply to non-human interactions. The next key term is genetics and behavior. So for this, not key term, but this one is the key term, epigenetics. The definition of that is the study of hereditary changes in organisms caused by modification of gene expression. So basically the stuff that you get from your parents. Bouchard et al. In 1990. This was a twin study, and the aim of this study was to investigate the role of genetics and environment on intelligence with just twins raised together or apart. So they got all of their twins, and they went through 50 hours of psychological testing and interviews. What they found is that identical twins that were raised together had the closest rate of IQ. This was followed by identical twins raised apart, followed by fraternal twins raised together, followed by fraternal twins raised apart. So What can be concluded from this case study is that 70% of intelligence is hereditable, and 30% of intelligence is environmental. So when it comes to nature versus nurture in intelligence, nature has a stronger role in defining intelligence in human beings. For pheromones and behavior, our key term is pheromones. Pheromones are chemical signals released from the body that influence members of the same species. For this key term, we have the case study Zhou et al. In 2014. So, the aim of this study was to test the qualifications of two steroids as sex pheromones. This was AND for males and EST for females. And it was also to examine whether communication of gender in a sex-specific manner influences human sexual behavior. I think I need to stop this and then I'll start it again because it's getting long.